Welcome back to Homework with Miss Pittman. I hope you have your stuff out. I hope you're sitting at a quiet spot so that you can get your homework done and be able to focus. What I need you to do tonight is I need you to go ahead and work through all your problems. And then when you are done, you've worked all the ones you know how, I want you to come back to the video and I want you to check your answers and I want you to, if you have any questions, then you can skip through the video to those questions that you have. Do not just sit there and copy every problem. The only way you're going to learn is if you are doing it on your own first and then coming out back. This is a homework help. It is not me doing it for you. So I need you to take the time now, go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and do the work now and then come back and unpause me and we can help work through the problems that you have. All right, so here is our problems right here. Wednesday, our homework starts off with equivalent fractions. We had one just like this on Monday. Remember, I told you, you just pick a number to multiply by top and bottom. You can pick any number you want. 2 is a really easy number to multiply by. So just multiply by, pick a number, any number that's easy for you. Whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So if I chose to multiply by 2, I can multiply that top and bottom. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. You're going to let you to do 1/3 because it's the same process. The next question we have is find the product. So I have 6,372 times 75. Remember how we said that this 5 needs to touch every digit up top. So 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 7 is 35. Plus 1 is 36. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 3 is 18. 5 times 6 is 30. Plus 1 is 31. Because my 5 has touched every digit, I am done with that place. And so as a placeholder, I'm going to put a 0 there. And now the 7 has to touch every digit as well. So 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 7 is 49. Plus 1 is 50. Here's my 5. 7 times 3 is 21. Plus 5 is 26. I can write my 6 correctly. 7 times 6 is 42. Plus 2 is 44. Then we add it up. Count my decimal places, 1, 2, 3, comma. And there is our product for this answer. Our next question says a strip of paper is 9/10 of an inch long. You need to cut the paper into 3/12 inch pieces. How many pieces will you be able to cut? So we have a strip of paper and it's 9/10. That is what we have. And what are we doing to that paper? We're cutting it over and over and over into 3/12 sections. So what it's saying is like I have a piece of paper, I'm measuring 3/12, cut it. Measuring 3/12, cut it. Measuring 3/12, cut it. So you have to ask yourself, what's being cut here? Is the 9/10 being cut here or the 3/12? It's the 9/10 being cut because that's the piece of paper. So that's what we start with. 9/10 because that represents the length of the paper which is being cut. And it's being cut or divided into 3/12 pieces. And so you should know by now when we divide fractions that we keep the first, change the sign, reciprocal. So keep 9/10, change the sign, reciprocal, and we multiply straight across. Now one thing you can do is cross cancel here. And we've talked about cross canceling if the number is the same, but you can also do if they have a common factor. I know that 3 and 9 have a factor of 3, so they both can be divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. I also know that 10 and 12 are both even. So if they're both even, then we can cross cancel and take 2 out. So 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now I have smaller numbers that I can multiply with. 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 1 is 5. I have an improper fraction because my top is greater than my bottom. So I have to do 18 divided by 5. 5 will go into 18 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. When I subtract, I have to put it in fraction form. My remainder goes on top. My outside number is my denominator. And there's my answer. So the question says, how many pieces will you be able to cut? Well, how many full pieces out of all this will you be able to cut? You'll only be able to cut 3 full pieces. So your answer is going to be 3. All right, so the next question is find the quotient, which means we need to divide. Remember, our steps to division is does McDonald's sell burgers? Divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. We look at 17, and 17 will go into 6 0 times. So I slide over to 66. I don't know my 17 facts, so I just have to pick a random number. You know that my magic number is 5, so that's what I start with. 17 times 5. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. 85 breaks the bank. That's too big, but it's not overly too big. So let's just dial it back some. So I'm going to try 17 times 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 68. I am barely over, but because I'm still over, 68 is still bigger than 66. I have to go down again. So 17 times 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And so I can use 3. 3 times 17 is 51. We've already figured that off to the side. 6 minus 1 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1. Bring down my 1. 17 times 5 is 85. So that's still a good bit away. So I'm going to bump it up, and I'm going to try 17 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 4 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 119. I'm still a good bit away. So I'm going to bump it up even more, and I'm going to try 17 times 9. Now 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 6 is 5. So once again, we're really close, but it breaks it. So I try 17 times 8. 7 times 8 is, that's right, 56. Test you there. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that'll work for us. The good thing about this is now we have all this work, so we shouldn't have to multiply anymore to get an answer. 153. Like I said, we've already have all this work that we've already worked. And so do we have anything that gets us 153? If we notice right here, 17 times 9 gives us exactly what we're looking for. So when we subtract, we have no remainders. There's nothing else to bring down. So our answer is 389. Now for find the sum and find the difference, I'm not going to work those out for you because you know how to add and you know how to subtract. The biggest thing is you have to remember you have to line up your decimals first. And then you fill in your numbers. So what that looks like, really fast, the bell just rang, so I'm trying to hurry here, is I would have to line my decimals up first. And then add it. Same thing for subtraction. And then you just subtract. The next problems, you know how to find LCM and GCF, so I'm going to leave you to it. You should do just fine. And then the last problem, it says, write the ratio of apples to oranges in simplest form. So what I do is I count how many apples I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This right here means 2. 1, 2 oranges. And what I can do is, once it's in simplest form, I can use the slide to simplify. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And so my simplified ratio is 3 to 1. If you watch this video entirely, I want you to draw hearts by Wednesday. I hope you have a good afternoon.